Have you ever stopped to think about how much each of us carries in our hearts, our daily struggles, and our dreams? Imagine a world where everyone seeks perfection, but no one finds it. Not even the wise King Solomon, with all his wisdom and wealth, achieved complete happiness. Today, I invite you to embark on a journey that goes far beyond the pursuit of perfection. It's a journey of understanding and empathy, where every person we meet has a unique story filled with challenges and hopes. I met someone who, in his daily routine, decided to talk to 5 people, trying to understand their needs. He believed that by connecting with these lives, he could uncover something deeper about the human condition. And so, on his morning walk, he met Horace, an unemployed and desperate man seeking dignity and support for his family. He also crossed paths with Matilde, a young woman working hard to balance studies and work, striving for a better future despite exhaustion and difficulties. He encountered Jardel, a financially successful but lonely man, lacking friendships and emotional comfort. At the bakery, he met Sofia, a single mother who, through great effort, supports her children and still dreams of a partner to share the fruits of her hard work. These stories show us that each of us has our own battles and that, even without achieving perfection, we can find strength and inspiration in our imperfections. After all, it is in our shortcomings that we discover the true essence of humanity and the capacity to grow and transform. So, get ready to dive into these stories, reflect on your own struggles, and find motivation to move forward. Because, in the end, perfection isn't about never making mistakes, but about learning and evolving with every step along the way. Shall we go together? For a long time, people have tried in various ways to discover how to achieve perfection. However, so far, none have acquired such knowledge. Not even King Solomon, who asked God for wisdom instead of wealth, though he happened to gain both, he himself was not entirely fulfilled with his pursuit of happiness. I know someone who, one day, set out to schedule conversations with 5 people, beginning the first conversations of the day to try to understand their needs. With this approach, I believe that, one way or another, I will come to identify their needs in parallel with the lives of other people. As I left home for my morning walk, part of my routine, I found Horace sitting on a sidewalk, lamenting his lack of employment. It had been months since he received the last unemployment check from his previous job, and since then, he had been spreading resumes across various departments with no success. On the other hand, Horace had plenty of time but nothing to occupy it with. Horace lived in a small 2-bedroom house with his daughter and his sister. His wife left without a trace after numerous demands for a better life, and since then, they had not heard from her. Horace shared one of the bedrooms with his daughter, which sometimes made him upset about the lack of privacy. Today, Horace's main need is employment, which consequently results in the lack of money for his necessities. I walked a bit further and found Matilde, a young woman studying engineering in college during the day and working as a waitress at night. She was already late for college because she missed the first bus after oversleeping. Hungry and exhausted, she was hoping to catch the second bus while waiting for a moment to have her first meal of the day. Matilde came from a middle-class family but decided to do everything on her own, without her parents' support. They sometimes visited her and tried to bring something to comfort her, but she refused out of pride. She harbored resentment from her parents' harsh words about what she should study while taking care of the family property, as it was their dream to leave everything in her care since she was their only child. Matilde escaped the family's hustle and bustle but could not escape the lack of time that the family previously provided. Matilde lacked time. After 200 meters of walking, I found Jardel trying to write an article for the local newspaper. Beside him were dozens of crumpled scribbles on the ground. He even got irritated when I tried to read one of the discarded papers. Jardel was a 40-year-old bachelor who, after numerous romantic disappointments, decided to go solo. He lived in a 36 square meter apartment where he felt very uncomfortable, spending countless hours finding excuses not to go back home. He never cooked at home, and his place didn't even have a stove, as Jardel had no affinity for domestic chores. With a significant amount invested in the financial market, Jardel had no difficulty with money, but on the other hand, he was very lacking in friendships. When I arrived at the bakery where I usually have my coffee, I met Sofia, a single mother who worked as a cleaner to support her 3 children. Sofia was already on her second cleaning job of the day, and it wasn't even 9 a.m., as she started well before dawn. Despite having 3 children, she had never been married. Her children were the result of relationships that always ended up deteriorating, and each left their mark. She still dreamed of finding her Prince Charming, even though she knew it would be very difficult due to her history of 3 children and 3 fathers. Despite being a cleaner, Sofia had investments in well-located rental studio apartments, all acquired through her hard work. With all this, she didn't waste time making money, but on the other hand, she didn't find time to enjoy her resources, which she justified by saying it was due to the lack of a partner.